I wasn't...
Belle, please. I mean, either you're interested in getting to the bottom of this and presenting the facts as they are, the facts.
She built an empire on hope and healing until the world found out her cancer battle was a complete lie. Belle Gibson rose to fame as the wellness guru who healed herself from terminal cancer without medicine. Her story inspired millions, sold books, and launched an app empire. But beneath the glow of success was a dark, deliberate lie that would soon explode worldwide. Stick around to uncover the shocking truth behind Belle Gibson's web of lies. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a story that'll blow your mind. Get ready. What you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything. Let's uncover the truth. Let's begin with the unbelievable rise and fall of a woman who built an empire on lies. Imagine this. If someone told you they cured terminal brain cancer with smoothies and yoga, would you believe them? Millions did, thanks to Annabelle Natalie Gibson. Born in 1991, Belle Gibson became Australia's wellness darling, captivating the world with her story of healing herself through clean eating and natural remedies. Her app, the Whole Pantry, and its best-selling cookbook promised hope and health. But it was all a lie. She didn't just fake a cancer diagnosis. She claimed to survive multiple cancers. And not just that, she told her followers that part of her profits went to charity. But if that were true, the court wouldn't have fined her 410,000 Australian dollars in 2017 for misleading conduct. She admitted everything in a 2015 interview, but by then the damage was done. Therefore, Belle Gibson isn't just a fraud. She's a shocking example of how easily hope can be sold and how dangerous false hope can be. Let's take it back to where Belle Gibson's unbelievable story first began. Belle Gibson was born on October 8, 1991, in Launceston, Tasmania. Her life seemed normal at first, but things quickly took a turn. She claimed she left her family home in Brisbane at just 12 years old to live with a classmate and later moved in with a family friend. That story painted her as a tough, independent survivor. She went to Wynnum State High School in Queensland but dropped out in year 10. But in later interviews, she told people she was homeschooled instead. This wasn't just a small mix-up, it was the start of many lies. Therefore, even before the cancer hoax, Belle was already changing her story to fit the image she wanted. If you look closely, the signs were there early on. A girl who knew how to shape her past and who was getting ready to fool the world. Let's dive into how Belle Gibson turned lies into fame. After a short job in catering, Belle moved from Brisbane to Perth in 2008, got involved in the skateboarding scene, and then relocated to Melbourne in 2009. At 18, she became a mother. In 2012, she created at Healing Belle on Instagram. Perhaps most heartbreaking of all, a family of a child with brain cancer revealed that Belle used their story without their permission, claiming to raise funds for them, when in fact, they never received a cent. Therefore, it became painfully clear. Belle Gibson's empire wasn't built on healing, it was built on exploitation. What if we told you Belle Gibson didn't fool the world alone? She had powerful help, and no one bothered to ask a single hard question. As the truth about Belle's fake cancer claims unraveled, the outrage didn't just stop with her lies. It exploded onto the massive brands that handed her credibility without blinking. Apple, Penguin Books, Cosmopolitan, and Elle, they all had a role in turning her into a global wellness star. Let that sink in. A woman who faked terminal cancer was featured by Apple as a face of health on the Apple Watch. Penguin gave her a book deal and published her story, without even checking if her illness was real. But here's the kicker. They actually recorded her telling the lie and still went to print. When the scandal broke, they pulled the book and paid a fine. Not because they were sorry, but because they got caught. Cosmopolitan and Elle praised Belle, gave her awards, and ignored warning emails claiming she was a fraud. One magazine even claimed she was reader nominated, but later admitted an editor pushed for her. That's not just careless, that's complicit. And when things fell apart, Belle didn't come clean. She deleted comments, erased Instagram posts, vanished from social media, and then came back under a fake name, calling herself the victim. She said she'd write an open letter. Spoiler, she never did. Therefore, this wasn't just one woman spinning a lie. It was a system that helped her get rich off the pain and hope of others, without asking the basic question, is this real? She betrayed cancer patients, scammed the public, and exploited a sick child's story, and the world handed her a spotlight. Shocking? Yes. Unforgivable? Absolutely. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Belle Gibson's story took a darker, more disturbing turn. By early 2015, the cracks in Belle's lies were wide open. Her close friend Chanel McAuliffe was one of the first to suspect something wasn't right. She confronted Belle directly, begging her to come clean. But Belle refused. Chanel, horrified by the damage Belle's lies could cause to real cancer patients, reported her to the police, lawyers, and even journalists. But no one listened. It wasn't until The Age finally picked up the story that the truth exploded into public view. Investigations revealed Belle hadn't just faked cancer. She'd lied about nearly everything. Her age, her background, even her charitable donations. She was living in luxury, renting upscale homes, leasing designer cars, and taking lavish holidays, all funded by money meant for sick children and cancer charities. Therefore, her so-called wellness empire was nothing more than a calculated scam. In a 2015 interview with the Australian Women's Weekly, Belle finally admitted the truth. None of it's true. She blamed her lies on a troubled childhood, claiming neglect from her mother. But there was no apology, just excuses. Her mother later came forward and exposed Belle's version of events as fiction, even denying Belle's claim that her brother was autistic. In 2016, legal action was finally taken. The federal court found that Belle had no reason to believe she had cancer when she began her campaign. She was fined $410,000, money she has still not paid as of 2025. Authorities even raided her home to recover the debt, but Belle continued to claim she was broke. Meanwhile, interest pushed her unpaid fines past $500,000. And in one final bizarre twist, Belle resurfaced in 2020, claiming she had been adopted into Melbourne's Ethiopian Oromo community, even calling herself Sabantu and referring to Ethiopia as back home. But Oromo leaders quickly shut that down, stating they barely knew her and that she was not part of their community. Therefore, what began as a lie about cancer spiraled into a web of deception so massive it shocked the world. And it still hasn't ended. In 2023, Netflix released a documentary titled The Search for Instagram's Worst Con Artist, capturing the scale of her betrayal. She didn't just fake cancer, she faked empathy, community, generosity, and truth. Belle Gibson played with lives, emotions, and hope. And the world is still picking up the pieces. Belle Gibson's story is a chilling reminder that not every inspirational tale is true. Some are built to deceive. She fooled the world with fake hope, and the cost was real lives, real trust, and real pain. If this left you speechless or angry, you're not alone, and you shouldn't be. What would you do if the person who inspired you to fight for your life turned out to be lying the entire time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss stories that uncover the truth.